Hello, how y'all doing out there? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about a subject right here, okay? Alexa, what is the definition of narcissistic?
Narcissistic is an adjective that describes something that is unduly fascinated with oneself, or in other words, extremely vain.
Yeah, okay. And there's a lot of people out there that's on that right there, okay? I just got off work. I had a very long day. I'm sipping on this little bit of something right here. This is an old fashioned. I'm just a quick sip. I just need just a little bit. That's all I don't need that much. You know, I don't. Just a little sippy sip, okay? Well, we're going to talk about narcissistic human beings. Them people, oh my God, they know who they are. There's plenty of YouTube videos on here that come from like psychiatrists and stuff like that I've seen on here. They hit on a lot of stuff. I read about a lot of narcissistic human beings and the people who has like this grandiose attitude, you know, and also narcissistic people are also manipulative people. They will manipulate their ways into something or out of something, okay? And we'll do the same to you, okay? I know I did a couple days back, I did a video about abuse, okay? How no form of abuse is cool, none of it. Whether it's, of course, physical, verbal, and emotional abuse, okay? Now, true story. All my stories is true. I don't make up anything. Now, when I was with my daughter's father some years ago, he was a very narcissistic person, and according to my daughter, she said he has not changed. I didn't really go into a lot of detail to my daughter about, you know, how her father was, while we were never together, while we weren't together. I didn't want to stay with him because of his, you know, this narcissistic behavior that he has. And I thought it was something that he probably grew out of. I don't know. You know, that's just me, you know, thinking people change, but they don't always change. And according to my daughter, he's still the same exact narcissistic person he was when I first met him in 1989. Okay? I was trying to be cool with him and be friends, but my daughter was like, oh my God, he's still the same narcissistic person. So he's kind of one person who get mad at every little thing, and then a narcissistic person, they remember what never happened, but they forget what actually happened. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. They get mad at every little thing. Little stuff they get pissy mad about. Oh my God, they get pissy mad. Big stuff, it don't bother them. It don't bother them. I read a story a while ago about this lady who talked about her husband. She said that at the time, her 3-year-old daughter spilled milk on the kitchen floor and her husband went berserk. Berserk. Get a rag, paper towel, clean it up, you done, right? Mop, whatever, you done. But she said about 2 weeks after that incident, he almost crashed on the expressway or whatever, because one of his tires had collapsed or whatever, came off his axle or whatever, and almost crashed the car. He was just cool about it, like, okay, like, no big deal. But she said he made a big deal about some spilled milk, but it was no big deal that your ass almost got into a serious car wreck because one of your tires came off the vehicle. And she said he kind of tripped on the road. She said, what is that? You know, narcissistic people think they are so much better than anybody else on the face of God's green planet. You can't tell them nothing. They know more than you. You could experience and you could have seen something with your own 2 eyes. But honey, a narcissistic person will tell you, they're going to always try to one-up you. Or sometimes 2-up you. They know more than anybody else. Your experience don't matter. It's what they experience. What they have is better than yours. You can have the same exact car. Same year, color, make, model, everything. Their car is better than yours because it belongs to them. Okay? A narcissistic person, they will sit up here and manipulate their way into something and also out of something. They would try to make you remember something that never happened. And when you tell them it never happened, or you call them a liar, oh my, they going berserk. They getting angry when you call a narcissistic person, you call them a liar. They will get really, really angry. Yes, they will. I ain't making that up. Yeah. It's like everywhere you go, they feel they have to compete with somebody. If not competing with you, they have to compete with somebody. They have to try to knock you down to build themselves up. You know what I'm saying? That's what they try to do. Or I did a video of, back in, I believe, November about projection. A lot of people, I see that a lot with people. Projection is when someone is acting, or in their head, you're acting actually the way that they're acting, but they say that you're doing it. So if they being rude, you sitting there chilling, you ain't being rude. They're going to say that you're being rude. But it's not you being rude, it's them being rude. Because actually, several years back, me and my husband, we went to a restaurant, a well-known restaurant. We had a waiter. He was on top. He was, ma'am, you got this, ma'am, sir, you got this, ma'am. We was like, oh, thank you. He was bomb. But then when he came back to the table, my husband was kind of like, don't shoo people away like they a damn fly or something or a net. No, these are human beings, okay? And they got your food. Now, when somebody messing with your food, you better show all the respect in the freaking world. When it comes to your food, when it comes to your health care, okay? I'm a yes ma'am and no sir, and no sir, yes ma'am, your ass to death, okay? That's just me. I don't give a damn if you're 20 years younger than me. That's just what I do. But this young man came to the table, and he was like, ma'am, sir, how's your meal? And I was like, oh, it's fine. Thank you so much. My husband was just like, kind of like, I told my husband, don't do that. He said, why? He just asked like 5 minutes ago how the meal was. I said, so what? He doing his job. Don't shoo him away like that. So this young man came back around, right? And he asked me, did I want some coffee? Some more coffee. So I said, sure. So I put my cup out, and he poured my coffee in, with a smile. And my husband put his cup out. That brother looked at him like, please, I ain't giving you shit. So then my coffee was free. Now when the bill came, my husband had like 3 cups of coffee that he had. The first cup that the guy poured. The second and third cup, the guy did not pour because the way my husband did like that to him. So, but he charged my husband for the other 2 cups of coffee, and my other cups of coffee were free. My husband looked at the bill and was like, wait a minute, what? I was like, dude, you didn't see how, he was like, but he was rude. No, he wasn't. There was nothing rude about that man. You were the one that was rude to him by shooing him away. Like, you did it twice, actually. So the man was like, man, F you. I'm not going to pour you no damn coffee. Get the coffee yourself. And if I pour it, I'm charging your ass $2 a cup. And that's what he did. Mine was free. But he charged my husband because of this, right? You can't do that, dude. Again, that's projection. You were being rude. I saw it. The young man saw it. But you're going to say it was him being rude. There was nothing rude. I promise you, there was nothing rude about this young man that was serving us that day at this worldwide known restaurant. I was like, oh my goodness, really? My husband got mad. I'm not going to leave him a tip. I said, well, I will. I left him like a $10 tip. That's just the person I am. I can see that you're being a certain way. He saw it. It wasn't like you didn't do nothing wrong and the young man was just being nasty, whatever. Like I said, he wasn't being nasty. He just didn't give you any coffee, and he charged you for the coffee, and he didn't charge me for coffee. You can't do this. You got to watch how you treat people, because that stuff come back on you, okay? It comes back on you. You can't be projectatory. You can't be a narcissistic and this grandiose attitude like the world owe you something because your ass exists, okay? You exist. So do this chair. So this chair I'm sitting in. So do these damn glasses I'm wearing. Okay? So do this fan that's blowing on me. So do this damn house right here. It's here. Okay? It's here. We're here. Just because you exist don't mean you can just treat something the way the hell you want to treat it. Okay? You're no better than nobody else. You could have better things. You can have more money, but it still don't make you better as a human being, is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about materialistic wise. I'm talking about as a human being. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Ain't that what our mothers and grandmothers said growing up? The way I want people to treat me is how I treat them. When you are manipulative, you always kind of play the victim. That's another thing that a narcissistic person do. They always play the freaking victim. It's like you smack me, I smack you back, and now you... No, I smacked you back because you smacked me. Now you want to run and play victim. Really? Life don't work like that, yo. It don't. And my thing is, people know who they are when you speak of people like that. They know exactly who they are, but they don't want to admit they're like that. They know they're like that, but they don't want to admit that out loud that they're like that. My daughter's dad, always playing the victim. When he don't get his way, you don't love me. You don't love me. Nobody said they hate your guts. Nobody said they didn't love you. But when you don't get your way, that's what he resorts back to. Is nobody love him. You don't love me. Really? I told my daughter, just laugh at him and just get off the phone. Because it's not worth it. I mean, that's just me. It's not worth it. A narcissistic person, they're going to play victim. Each and every single time. They know more than you. They want you to keep putting up with their bullshit because it's them. How dare you lie on them when something that was the truth, something they did just an hour or 2 hours ago, they're going to sweep it down, they ain't do that. Or they're going to say that you did it, they didn't do it. Or they're going to try to cut you down the way you're dressed. You could be dressed up really nice. They're going to try to find something stupid, something in there to cut you down about how you look, how you dress. You're too fat for that. You're too skinny for that. You shouldn't do that. Grow your hair, cut your hair. But what makes me laugh sometimes is the fact that, especially when it comes to a lot of men, some of these men can be fat, bald, homosexual looking motherfuckers, and jacked up teeth, calloused hands and feet, but you want your woman to look like a damn Barbie doll. Somebody figure that one out for me. Okay? You want your woman to be Barbie doll up all the time. She can't have a headscarf on. She gotta, we all wake up and shit, you're gonna have morning breath. But she can't even have that. But a man wants his woman to be Barbie doll up all the time, but he looking like a damn, like I said, Homer Simpson, like a mug. What's his name? Smithers, Mr. Burns. But you want your woman to be Barbie doll up. Get out of here with all that, okay? You better stay in your lane. That's all I gotta say about that. Well, stay in your lane, okay? For real. But yes, narcissistic people, they know who the fuck they are. Excuse my friend. They know who they are though, and it just makes me so angry because they always gotta play victim and point the finger at the wrong people or person every single time. Never fails. They don't get their way. They resort back. They turn to big kids. They resort back into temper tantrums and you don't love me, like I said about my daughter's dad. That kind of stuff. Y'all, lay low, stay out the way. Sip on this old fashioned right here. The little bit that I did pour. Oh. Y'all take care. God bless. Deuces.